Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if this is your first time here, I'm Bibi. I'm a fashion entrepreneur. I've officially been doing this for 8 years now. So my business officially turned 8. If you watch my previous videos, I used to say in my previous videos I was always saying, oh, I've been running my business for about 8 years now, but it was really 7 years plus some months. So to be quite honest, Biba launched, no, not launched, but has been in existence longer than 8 years. We've been in existence since 2011. Was it 2009? Can't really remember. But yeah, Lesbiba has been in existence for longer, but 2013, March 25th, 2013 was the day that I officially registered my business and started to do it full time. So if you've watched my previous videos, I talked about how I used to do how I was just sort of playing around with it, and it just sort of had a life of its own. So I decided to do it full time. So 8 years doing this full time, and it's been such an interesting journey. I mean, I usually don't celebrate anniversaries, and to be honest, we didn't really do much. We just had cake, balloon, and food and drinks. It wasn't a big deal, and I've never really been the one to celebrate our anniversary because I'm always doing something. I'm always busy. I even forget sometimes, if I'm being honest. But for some reason this year I decided to, remember. And because March is such a special month for me, because it's the month that my dad was born, and it was also the month that he died as well. So it's a birthday month for my dad and a remembrance month for my dad. He passed away on the 31st of March 2019. So yeah, so it's really a month of reflection for me, a month of just looking back and seeing how I've come. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my business lessons, my biggest business lessons. I'm not I really thought about all the things I've been through, and I'm like, you know what, in 8 years, I think these are the most important things that have really helped my business. And the very first thing is being intentional. So it's not enough to wish or hope that something happens. There has to be actions that are put forward just to ensure that those desires or those goals are met. So you have to have actionable goals. And I think that a lot of us have intentions, but we're not being intentional. So it's not enough to do the courses and read the articles, and it's not enough to just gain knowledge. You have to practice what you're learning. And that's another thing. For as many people that come to my YouTube channel, it's not enough to listen to the tips that I have. Even if it's one thing that you take from the videos that I have, make sure that you actually go and implement the things that you have learned. Don't just let it become dormant information in your head. And that's the one thing that I have learned, is that the things that have had the most effect are the things that I've actively pursued. So regardless of how many ebooks or how many courses, stuff that I've read, the things that have made the most impact are the things that I was intentional about practicing and seeing through. So the next thing also that has made the biggest difference, or one of my biggest lessons from running a business for 8 years, is also hiring right, hiring smart. I did a part 1 video on how to prepare your organization for new hires, and that video is a really good one. So NEPA took in the middle of my video, but I'm just going to continue regardless. I hope that you can see me well. I hope it's clear, because I'd hate to film another video again. Anyways, I'm sure the most important thing is what I'm saying, not exactly how I look. So yeah, hiring right, hiring smart. My former video, I talked about things to do to prepare yourself for new hires, because no matter how like the most impact you get from your hires is by having like systems and processes. Oh, would you look at that? The most impact you get from your businesses is having high processes and systems, and I have a video on that. In fact, I have a video on most of these things that I'm talking about in depth, so check out those videos on structuring, hiring, and all of that. But in this point, what I want to stress is really looking out for the skills. So most of us, when we're hiring, we're looking out for the hard skills as opposed to soft skills. Hard skills are very, very necessary, but you need to be specific about the soft skills for that particular position. So for instance, you're hiring for customer service. You need good communication skills. You need to be impressionable. You need to know how to speak well. You need to know how to write well. So these are some of the skills that you might overlook because you're looking at experience. You're looking at how they can use maybe Microsoft Excel and things like that. Those things are necessary, but make sure that you hire for the soft skills as well. And each position differs. Like for instance, you're hiring for human resources. Human resources is a position that needs good communication skills. They need to know how to resolve conflicts. They need to have emotional intelligence, and these are things that you can't compromise on because that position requires constant communication with team members. So depending on the position that you're hiring for, there will be different soft skills that match that position. So to get the best out of that hire, you have to make sure that they're suited for both the hard skills and the soft skills. The next biggest lesson that I have learned running my business for 8 years is a lot of things have to be working well. There has to be synergy. So for sometimes in my business, demand is really high, but supply is crap. That's like the production angle. Then supply is good, demand is not matching up supply because we've literally done not enough marketing and all of that. So you need to have different things working well at the same time. And I know that it might be a little difficult because as a business owner, you're wearing so many hats. So this is why you need to hire smart, like the former point. Then my next point, this point is leading me to my next point. And the next point is delegate as much as possible. As much as possible, delegate. So when you're wearing so many hats, it's very possible that you're lagging in one area and you're thriving in another area. So the areas and I know that entrepreneurship is not, you're not going to always enjoy your daily task. You're going to do some boring work, you're going to do some grunt work. I'm not saying to avoid the grunt and boring work. I'm just saying that the areas that you struggle with the most, if you're completely horrible with numbers, get an accountant instead of struggling to do your numbers every time. And it's also in the video that I did on, I can't remember what video that was, but I remember mentioning that you can outsource these services. You don't have to hire an in-house accountant. You can get you can outsource your accounting to small business accounting services. So if you're whatever area, it doesn't have to be accounting, you might be great at numbers and horrible with social media, outsource social media. Delegate, like do the things that you suck at doing, like not that the things that you don't want to do now, no, the things that you're terrible at doing. Delegate, outsource as much as possible, because it will give you enough time to focus on the work that really, really matters. And the work that you focus on, the one that really matters, the one that you know how to do best, is what will help your business move. And the ones you don't know how to do, you're hiring someone that's better at it, so it will also help your business move. There has to be synergy, like I said in the previous point. A lot of things have to be working well to get like the best success I've had in my business is when things are smooth, like the whole process is flowing. Because you might be killing your marketing, and then when they're about to place an order, the customer service is rubbish, and the person ends up not buying, not because your product is not good or your marketing is not good, but because they had a horrible experience shopping with your brand. So many things have to be working well in order for you to thrive as a business. My next lesson is get a consultant, a paid coach, someone outside your business to help you review your annual/quarterly goals. So I know as entrepreneurs, we like to do everything ourselves and we think that we're experts, but the truth is, no matter how good you are, even that entrepreneur that I think is so good, they still have counsel. And that's why a lot of people have advisory boards. They set this up so that people can give them feedback from their own various fields of expertise. So you're not going to know every single thing. It is okay to pay for someone to coach you. It's okay to get someone to look at your business and advise you on how to grow. And for me, this area was not something I was very, very open to in the beginning, because I was literally doing everything myself. I would rather like opt for classes and workshops, but I did my very first paid is it coaching or strategy session, and it was so good. My business did so well in the next quarter that I was like, why was I sleeping on this? You know, it might be a lot of money up front, but if the person that you're working with has the experience, and you must check that they've worked with other businesses as well before committing funds to them. You must check that they have a good track record so that you can get the best. Don't get scammed, people. Like, I've gotten scammed. Maybe I'll do a story time on how I got scammed one time, and I was able to get some of my money back, but some of my money is still with that person. And this is me, that I'm quite like, I do my research, and I don't like fall for gimmicks. I still got. So yeah, you need to be very careful with like the people that you work with, and make sure that when you're doing consultancy as well, you can afford it. Don't bite more than you can chew. There are different consultants for different levels of expertise. Like, if you want a 50 million naira consultant, there is. If you want a 50k consultant, there is. So find the one that you can afford and that works best for you at that moment. The more you grow, the more options that you're going to have. So the point is getting from point A to point B, and finding the person that can help you get from that point that you are to the next point. When you get to the next point, you can review again, reassess, and then get better consultancy or advice. Another big lesson that I've learned so far running my business is when you're expanding to a different product category, or trying something different or new that your business is not very known for, you need to have a proper launch, a pre-launch, a launch, and promote. So in the past, something that I've done when I'm experimenting is I just do it low-key, and I never really see the kind of results that I want, then I stop. But the truth is that to really know if what you're doing is going to be a good thing, you have to do it the right way. Just like you would promote your regular brand, you should promote any new brand, anything that you're doing. Let me give a practical example. Lady Biba started off making all kinds of like outfits, but we focused on workwear when we saw that the demand was workwear. But we still wanted to make casual wear, but we noticed that, okay, so this was genuine feedback now. We noticed that people would come and they would see maybe casual wear, and maybe casual wear is like 20k, and our statement dresses are like 25k. People would be like, I'd rather buy a 25k dress than buy a 20k dress. And for me it was like, it's not supposed to be an either or type situation. But one thing I found is that a lot of people just like to shop certain things from certain brands. So that was what led me to launch LB Easy Wear, and I wanted that to be focused on casual wear. The first time I launched it, I did like a shoot within the shoot, same models and everything. But one thing I found is that the brand needs its own identity to thrive. And this is why we're rebranding, we're relaunching, and I think I'll share some of that journey with you guys here on YouTube. But yeah, but I found that doing if you're doing anything new, a product extension, maybe you're going into accessories and you're a clothing brand, you have to do it properly. You have to do a proper launch. There has to be a buzz because people are not used to seeing that thing from you. So generate a buzz, let people know that this, you're branching into this thing. Don't let it be something that you just do on the side and do casually, because trust me, you're not going to see the type of results that you want. You have to have the brand, or the product extension has to have its own marketing strategy. It has to have its own branding. It has to have its own sales strategy. So that's all that I have to share for this video. I hope you found these lessons helpful. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Yeah, like it is giving it a thumbs up. Comment your thoughts, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.